more you do an exercise, the worse it's gonna work. So you gotta be constantly changing up the stimulus so that you don't adapt to it. I get where people are coming from with this. I'm a little skeptical about how this works in practice. So let's break down an example. Say you've been back squatting for a year. Should you do reverse lunges and Zercher squats and safety bar squats and all these variations to change things up? I've seen it said that even if this doesn't make your back squat go up, it'll make your quad stronger. And there is research suggesting exercise variation leads to better distribution of muscular development. So maybe there's something there, but let's think about someone like a powerlifter who squats 700 pounds and has been training for 10 years. They've done a lot of squatting. If they switch things up to avoid being adapted to the stimulus for 3 months, and then they came back for another 3 months and tried to PR their squat, do you think that would go particularly well? I don't think it would go very well. And if we really look at high-level powerlifters, they're still doing basic squat variations years on, and they don't think that they're adapted to the stimulus. I do think variation can be really valuable, especially mentally, but I would just hate for someone to think that they are adapted to a stimulus. And yeah, this applies to jumping, sprinting, all of this stuff. I think it's way more likely that you've adapted to your approach, not the exercise, and you'd be better off changing up the frequency, intensity, volume, time between exposure, and other variables around your approach. So maybe that could be variable accessories, although I do like to have the same set of accessories from previous peaks so that we can see how those are tracking just with simple stuff. If we go back to the squat example, rear foot elevated split squat, a leg extension, and a sissy hack squat, if we see how those are tracking and we know how they were tracking last peak, that gives us better information for how our approach is doing this block. Some variations could definitely spice things up, but yes, I would think more in terms of being adapted to your approach, not the exercise.